But on the whole, Houthis have been considerably weakened and the leadership has taken a lot of damage. And I think their ability to fight out or carry out the hybrid war has been reduced to very large extent.
Yes,
Asuma.
indeed. Thank you very much, Major General Gigi Dwivedi, for joining us and sharing that insight and staying with us throughout our news as a defense analyst. Now we stay in the region. Israeli drone strikes have hit a car in the southern Lebanese town of Harouf. According to local media reports, there is no immediate comment from the Israeli Defense Forces so far. The concerned attack has killed 2 people, with one identified as Abbas Hassan Karky, who happens to be the logistics commander of Hezbollah's Southern Front headquarters. Meanwhile, the Israeli military has responded that he was involved in rebuilding Hezbollah's military capabilities and managing weapons storage in South Lebanon. These Israeli strikes come despite a United States-brokered truce that began in November 2024. Under the agreement, Israeli forces were to withdraw from southern Lebanon and Hezbollah was to pull back north of the Litani River and dismantle military infrastructure in the south. Moreover, the Lebanese government has too moved to disarm Hezbollah under U.S. pressure that the militant group and its allies have opposed the plan indefinitely. Now for this discussion, we welcome Ross Feingold. He's a political analyst, joins us live from Taipei. Thank you very much, Ross, for joining us. Good to see you. Ross, now looking at this news, do you think that Hezbollah will be armed by the end of this year, as we only have 2 months left before, as Lebanese government had announced earlier this year?
The reality is it's extremely unlikely that Hezbollah will ever disarm. If they disarm entirely, they're going to lose their influence over southern Lebanon, or frankly over the central government as well. So they don't really have much incentive to disarm. On the other hand, the central government and the national army, they're not really willing to go to war with Hezbollah over this. So ultimately, the key players and the key factors here are going to be the international community and the key stakeholders, the governments that provide aid to Lebanon, and what kind of attitude or hardline attitude they're going to take. But the reality is so many of those governments at the moment are focused on Gaza and the aftermath of the ceasefire and providing aid and rebuilding and how to deal with Hamas and disarming Hamas, that the situation in Lebanon might kind of go on the way it is right now, where Hezbollah has been weakened, but they have not given up all their weapons, and the central government doesn't really have the ability to force that. And the result of all of that would be occasionally Israel is going to have to take action.
And building on that and looking at this, Hezbollah is although weak and unlikely to disarm. Could these targeted assassinations of Hezbollah commanders, such as the one we saw today of Abbas Hassan Karky, do you think this could lead to renewed large-scale conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, or might they push both sides towards renegotiating the terms of truce?
Maybe not a renegotiating of truce, but there would definitely be some pressure from those key stakeholders, whether that's the United States or United Arab Emirates, Turkey. They certainly would pressure the Israelis and Hezbollah to avoid a full-scale war. But that, again, it still leaves us in the current situation, which would be that Hezbollah won't give up its weapons entirely. And sometimes Israel is going to have no choice but to take action to safeguard its own national security, as we've seen in recent hours.
And do you think there could be any other, any country that could mediate between them, like US, Turkey, or Qatar, Iran maybe?
Well, the problem there is that these countries are busy in Gaza right now. I think their desire or their bandwidth to participate in any kind of mediation in Lebanon is pretty limited. They're making a big commitment to Gaza, not just in terms of money or potentially people, if people are going to be working for the interim government or sending police or military troops as part of a stabilization force, but they've also put their prestige on the line with trying to move forward in Gaza. So again, are they really willing to put that same amount of reputation and prestige into further negotiations in Lebanon? I would say probably not. They'd rather just see the kind of the status quo we have right now, which is generally peaceful, but when necessary, Israel will take action. At the same time, they know the reality, which is Hezbollah will not fully disarm.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Ross Feingold, for sharing that insight and joining us from Thailand.